Hello everyone. Welcome back to another episode of your favorite show, Israel in Style. I'm Emmanuel Kadosh, and as per usual, I'm here to give you guys all the updates regarding Israeli fashion, culture, and yes, you guessed it, lifestyle. My first guest with me in the studio, you may already recognize. I mean, if you're a true fan of Israel in Style, of course. Everyone loves a good do-it-yourself project, right? You get to work with your hands and create something you normally would have just bought. Well, Shoshana Rosen decided to take things into her own hands and opened up the first English and Hebrew-speaking do-it-yourself studio right here in Tel Aviv. And today, she's going to be showing me how to make one of the projects offered. Hi, love. How are you?
Hi.
I'm so glad that you're back here on the show. You know, some people, we talked about this earlier, some people may have not seen the episode, so let's just do a real quick recap. What is the do-it-yourself studio?
Sounds good. So DIY Tel Aviv was created about 8 months ago. And since then, we've done 80 workshops with over 800 people.
Wow, insane.
Yeah, it's been amazing. So each week we do about 2 to 3 workshops, and they're arts and craft workshops, and each week we do something different.
Wow.
From macrame to clutch making.
Who comes up with the ideas every week changing something up? That's like a lot, you know?
It's a lot. Well, it's my passion, and it's fun.
That's so great. So how long does each workshop last? Like, is it like time-based on each specific project? How does it work?
So each workshop lasts about 2 hours, and there's wine and music and a really good group of people.
It's a good fun
really
event.
Nice night. Yeah.
Amazing. So we're doing one of the projects that you offer, right?
Yes.
So what are we working on now?
So we are making concrete planters, which is one of people's favorite workshops. And it's actually really fun because it's something that you see all over the stores and you see all over Pinterest, and it's actually really easy to make yourself. So we're going to make it.
Yes. Okay, so let's first start with what are the materials and how long does it usually take to make so that our viewers know more or less?
Right. So when we usually do it at a workshop, we'll do 2 hours,
right?
But we're going to do like a very quick version. So what you're going to need is cement. It's really important to use quick drying cement.
Right.
And so this is a quick drying cement. It usually takes half an hour to 20 minutes to solidify. You're going to need water. You're going to need reusable containers. It's really important to us to try not to use a lot of plastic in the world, so we always reuse, thank you, hummus, for this.
Right? I feel like I always get new containers.
And then, of course, you're going to want to paint your little baby, so we have painting and paintbrushes and stuff like that.
So usually this type of project you said takes around, well, I mean, like the whole process, the fun,
meeting
whatever.
everyone, drinking wine, enjoying.
So before we get started, I just have to ask, where can people find you? Like, where can people come and locate you? They want to come participate in a do-it-yourself workshop. Where can they find you?
So our workshops are all over Tel Aviv, which is something that I really like. I feel that there's so many amazing places to partner in Tel Aviv. There's so many beautiful cafes and beautiful offices and stuff like that. 100%. So we kind of bounce around from place to place.
Yeah.
And of course, we're also on the internet all the time.
Yes.
So you can find us there too.
Amazing. Okay, so let's get started. What is the first step?
Okay, so we're going to need 1.5 cups of the concrete.
Okay.
So you're just going to dig in.
You said this one is actually really thin concrete,
yeah,
right?
Yeah, concrete has tons of different types to it. We're using a very thin, fine base concrete.
Is this good? Too much?
Yeah, that's good. That can be our, like, 1/2 cup.
Okay, so putting
just
this...
pour it in. Good. So it is a little messy.
My bad, people. This was me, okay? This was not Shoshana. She said it was thin, okay? She said it was thin concrete.
But actually, I like it. Adults don't usually get so messy.
Yeah,
so
I was
really
not prepared for this,
messy.
but I'm really excited about this. Okay, so here,
yeah,
do it very slowly this time.
So maybe add a tiny bit more to make up for this fun thing.
My bad. Okay, I'm done. This is going to be a very great do-it-yourself project. You're going to have...
I've never seen someone get so messy, by the way.
You're going to be entertained, let me tell you.
Okay, so now you're only going to pour 1/2 of this cup of water, but before you do, once you pour, you have to start mixing, and you want to get all...
Oh, so you want to do one hand mixing, one hand pouring?
No, you can pour 1/2 of the water in here. You're only going to need 1/2 of it.
Okay.
And then you're going to start mixing, but it dries really fast. So you do need to mix pretty well, and then you're going to pour it directly into here.
Okay.
Go for it.
Like, how fast?
Yeah, that's good. He'll put a little bit
I get,
more.
like, nervous. I don't want it to dry before I get in there.
Keep on mixing.
Am I doing it right?
Yeah, that's perfect. Just make sure to get all the edges and everything on the bottom so you don't get any clumps, because that's not pretty.
Right. Okay, this is fun. So what about, we talked about earlier the products that you're using.
Yeah.
Where do you find them? Like, are you using really specific ones? Like, how does it work?
Good question. We actually tried 6 different concretes until we found this one.
Okay. So you really did trial and error here.
Yeah, I mean, it's really, the quality of the stuff that we use is really important to me.
Right.
I don't want to use things that aren't of good quality.
Yeah.
And so it's really important to use stuff like that. And I also try to work with small businesses in Tel Aviv.
Oh, amazing. Like in Tel Aviv?
Yeah, specifically, we try to buy local as much as possible, and we try to buy from family stores. Let me get a check. Oh, that's pretty good. From family stores. And then we really create a relationship with them, and that's really nice.
Well, I think that's also really interesting as to part of, like, you know, you're coming here, like, to Israel from outside. You really want to focus on, like, keeping it in the fam.
So pour this in here.
Do you trust me with this?
I do.
Do I need this?
Yeah, just to scrape off the bits and pieces.
Oh, guys. Let's put it this way. Don't wear anything you care about when you're coming to this workshop. Is this good?
Yeah, that's good. Okay, so this is where you're actually going to put the planter. And so some people like it in the middle. Some people like it a little to the side. You can decide where you want it.
I'm like an OCD freak, so it has to be right centered in the middle.
And then you're just going to hold it in place, hold it down in place for a little bit while the concrete dries. But it dries pretty fast, so you only need to hold it for a little bit.
And so this is like the small scale, or do you guys do this in a bigger scale?
So these are around the sizes that we do because you don't want to carry like a 10-pound
huge
concrete
one, right?
planter.
Yeah.
But we have tons of different shapes, so people get to choose between
that's
triangles and hexagons and tons of different shapes.
So I'm sure you see a lot of people coming back. Like, I feel like it's one of those things where it's like, once you figure out that doing things by yourself with your own hands is so great that, like, why not? Why not come do this?
Well, also we created this community, so it's really nice to have a mix of Israelis and internationals, which doesn't happen so easily in Tel Aviv.
How does that work? Do you do the instructions in English?
We do it mostly in English, and then if translation is needed, then we also do it in Hebrew.
Right.
But most Israelis speak some English, and it's also just really fun because let's say if there's 12 people, there'll be 12 different languages.
Right.
Because the internationals come from all over the world.
It's like a mini English ulpan for like all those, you know, like you're doing everything strictly in English. So it's like, you know, so it's also a way for them to learn, to meet, like you said, you're meeting Israelis, internationals, they're meeting Americans and internationals, so it's always a good time.
Good. So what you're going to do is now you're going to leave that for about 20 minutes to half an hour.
Okay.
But because we're not going to be here for that long, I have one ready.
Amazing.
I feel like we're in a cooking show and it's like, here's the lasagna.
Here you go, guys. We just took this out of the oven. Can't you tell?
Okay, so now we're going to do...
So wait, let me just show them. This is what we're talking about.
So you can see that the color changes. It goes from being really dark to being a lighter color. And you can also obviously kind of like go like that if you want it to be like perfect. You can sand it down. But remember, you're adding color to it.
Right. This is going to be great. So the next, you know, creative aspect of this is just painting it, right?
Yeah, and it's fun that you get to make concrete because how often do most women make concrete?
I agree. That's so interesting that you say that. My dad's going to be very excited.
Yeah, he's going to be proud. Actually, when we came up with this one, I really wanted to do it, and I was really terrified that I would like get my finger or my hair stuck in the concrete.
Right.
And then my
I was freaking out also.
No, you can do it. We're going to do it together. You're going to do it. And so he's the one that convinced me that we can do it.
That this is, we can do this.
Concrete's not that scary.
So I would put...
So now you get to pick which colors you want. I brought some of like the most popular colors, like gold, shiny black, red, which is really pretty.
I'm a red addict.
So you can put some on here. This can act as a palette.
There's a bubble. I had to burst it.
That's okay. And then, of course, you have a brush. And so some of the most popular things to do is like a geometric pattern or to add little hearts or to add just different shapes to it. You really can't go wrong. Some people like to cover the whole thing. Some people like to keep it very minimalist and just do a few lines so you can see the concrete. You can really choose whatever you want.
So funny that you're saying this because right before we started this interview/show, you told me you were like, figure out what colors you want because it takes people time. And I was like thinking in my head, I was like, what do you mean? All we're doing is, you know, picking out a color. Like I'm drawing. And I literally am like already being like, oh my God, what am I gonna draw? Like I didn't think ahead. I should have listened to her. But
it's okay, we can also brainstorm together. That's also half the fun of it.
Let's do that. Okay, so should I do like this? And we'll just...
Yeah, I like the red. That's a good option. I was thinking what colors to bring, and I was like, oh, she's gonna want red.
Red is my favorite color. I feel like I try, let me just show you guys this, yeah. I feel like I try incorporating, I'm like very bland. I don't know about you with like outfits wise, but somebody that really deals with fashion, like I'm the most bland person. Like I do black, white, gray, and then red is the only thing that I actually like let myself.
Pop color.
Yeah, exactly. Let myself like go crazy on, you know? So people, what about like people having you like come to their place? Like, do you do that a lot?
So we do private events, which are really fun. This season we've been doing a lot of bachelorette parties.
Really? That's probably so fun.
It's really,
what do you guys
fun.
do for a bachelorette party?
So they get to choose what they want to do. Some of our favorites have been like printing tote bags, and then they get to actually take it to the wedding, candle making. The clutches are really fun because also people get to bring them to the wedding. They're really
clutches, and how do you do that? Wait, I think you showed me one of those.
I think I brought them in
Or
once.
was that a wallet?
Yeah, they're like wallets. They're like clutches that you can hold, and they're made from leather and velvet. So you get to choose all these different types of leather and velvet, and then make your own purse.
And so, where do you plan on taking this post workshops? Do you plan on opening up like an actual like type of store, or like, you know, something like that, or are you sticking with like?
You never know. You never know what life is going to bring. Never did I think a year ago that I would create something that's been sold out all over Tel Aviv and
literally. And now people are going crazy. You know, like I said before, this is such a unique. It's a unique workshop because, you know, sometimes you see do-it-yourself videos, so you'll see a lot of people like posting YouTube videos and stuff like that, but this is you being a lot more hands-on and like with them, you know what I mean, helping them out, speaking in English, which obviously helps all our international viewers out there, so that's always great. I'm going to continue painting this.
Go for it.
Thank you so much for being here,
Thank
Shoshana,
you for
and
having
I'm
me.
so excited. You're definitely going to have to come back onto the show, teach us, you know, another project that you guys offer.
Sounds good.
Thank you so much.
Thank you.
There you have it, guys. It looks and seems as easy as it really is. The way I think about it is that if I can buy it in the store, I can most likely make it with my own two hands. And that's exactly what is offered at the DIY studio here in Tel Aviv, so make sure to check it out. My next guest in the studio is an extremely talented musician. She doesn't play your typical mainstream vibes, but instead brings her own unique personality into her music. Before I introduce her, take a look at a clip from her latest single. Say hello to Hila Ruach. How are you?
I'm good.
Yeah?
Thank you.
A little nervous to be here right now?
Yeah, a bit.
Okay, but it's fine because we're just going to go into it. Tell me, how did you first get started in your music career?
It started when I was a little child that sang all the time, like the total cliche.
Cliche, like running around always singing with your parents, annoying them probably.
And then there was like MTV, and I was obsessed with it.
Right.
Like taping it and watching it in loops all the time.
That was your Disney Channel, MTV.
Yeah, like
amazing.
Madonna's clips and Michael Jackson. Is that the word right now? So I was really obsessed with it. So I think that's the start.
That's how you kind of got started. You started, you know, running around, watching MTV, singing, and then when did you realize that that was going to be something that you really wanted to do, to focus on?
When I studied music, when I was a student, that didn't last long.
Yeah.
But I started to write songs, and I think when I had like one that I liked, I started a band.
You were like, I can do that. You were like, I have one song. Let's just start from here.
It was like that, I swear.
So you started the band, and then are you still with them, or was that like back in the day?
Yeah, it's like maybe 8 years ago.
Wow.
So I had my first band, and we had one album together. And now I'm in like a solo
stage.
Yeah.
And so what type of music do you really create? Because you're not making mainstream, typical, you know, radio music. So what genre would you say?
I think it's like, I guess it's like garage, lo-fi, post-punk, rock and roll.
And you got that from MTV?
No, I got that from lots of sources. Yes. Like my older sisters were like in that vibe. But actually, when you say it, I think for me it's pop. It has to be catchy in the end. So it is
pop. For you, it's pop. But for the world around us, that's not the genre that you're singing in.
Yeah.
And so why don't you tell me a little bit about your recent album?
It's called Adverge Music. It's like 1 month ago.
Yeah, it dropped about a month ago.
Yeah.
So what type of music are you doing there? What I see right behind us, which is the clip that we put in. The single that we did, the single that we posted, the Advert Music single. What is that about? Because there is like a hidden message behind that most people can see from the music video.
Yeah, I think the music video really captured the vibe, the essence of the song, and I think it's like wondering about all the information and tons of trash we get every morning and everywhere we look.
Yeah, you wake up in the morning in the newspaper, you wake up in the morning in social media, all of that.
And it's Miri Regev, then it's a disaster, then it's another disaster.
And then another disaster.
So it's, I think it's like wondering how a person like my age, 2018 lives.
Right.
And
you wake up in the morning and you're constantly, bombarded with all of these things. So you're just kind of putting it into the light a little bit more.
Yeah.
So how long did it take you to work on this album?
Actually, most of it was recorded live in live sessions. Yeah.
Wow.
On tapes.
That's amazing.
Yeah, it was
that does not happen very often where the whole album is like that. So it took you, what, how long would you say?
Like half a year, and then mixing it. And
and you write all the lyrics?
Yeah.
Amazing.
Yeah.
So
I'm more of the lyrics person, less of the playing the guitar all the day.
Actually part of the band.
Yeah.
But you're the one singing.
Yeah.
This is you. This is all you. You're writing the lyrics, singing it, producing it, so you're really behind the scenes on the whole album.
Yeah, yeah.
And what about live shows? Where can people see you? Where can they find you? I know you did recently a live show where one of my coworkers, Brett Allen Smith, filmed for you, right?
Yeah, it was in the release of the album, the Barbie, and it was really, really nice. So we perform like everywhere, all kinds of festivals and events, yeah.
Amazing. Where can people find you? Where can people, find your music, find your videos, find your content, and see when your next live shows are?
YouTube, Facebook.
All the social media that we're talking about is so trash, right?
Yeah.
Amazing.
So I'm there.
Yeah, I'm one of those. Amazing. So they can find you on your Facebook page. They can see all your, live shows, your videos, your music videos, and I guess we can't wait to see, when the next music video drops. See what's in store for us. Thank you so much, Hira, for being here. All right, guys, make sure you're following along on her Facebook page, Instagram account, all those social media outlets that constantly update you on what the person is doing. Yeah, those. She's posting new music videos and talking about her live shows. You won't want to miss it. Now, this you cannot miss. Trust me, if you're living here in Tel Aviv or coming for a visit, make sure to grab a date, a group of friends, or a fun family night. Bring them to the old train station right across the street from the beach and enjoy a private movie experience like you've never seen before.
We could be watching in the same room the same movie. I would hear the movie in Spanish and you would choose English, others would choose Russian.
Did I just hear that correctly? Same movie, two different languages? Let's rewind for a moment. Let me introduce you to the Movix concept.
What we're trying to do basically is to reinvent public screening, is to allow people to enjoy content with their friends and families when they're having fun, when they're going out. What Netflix has done to watching movies at home, we're trying to do to watching movies outside.
The Movix concept is able to transform any public space, either indoor or outdoor, into a smart Cineplex for the public to enjoy the experience.
Right here we have 14 different spaces, and they're in different sizes, from a couple to people all the way through to 16. And people get to choose the content that they want to watch, when they want to watch it, and even the language that they want to listen to it. So you'll notice that the spaces are kind of open, because what we were trying to do here is let people actually be part of something bigger when they're watching the content they choose with their friends.
Using special technology that allows the audio to be separated from the video itself allows people to watch their movie in whatever language they choose. But like the hungry person that I am, I focus straight on the food.
There are so many studies that are showing that people actually love to eat and drink while they're watching content, and that's what we've done here. We've got a kitchen and a bar here. Everything is cooked here and is fresh and warm, and is being served to your space. So when you're watching the movie, you could hit a button and ask for a waiter, or you could actually order directly from the app. So you feel like another glass of wine, you just hit a button and voila, it shows up in your space.
Movix may just be here in the Holy Land for now, but don't worry your international minds for even a second, because they plan on going global.
Our plan is to expand globally. From here in Tel Aviv, we plan to move to New York, Berlin, London, all the big cities, and eventually the entire world, and allow everybody around the globe to enjoy this type of the Movix experience.
Yep, well, I'll just let that sink in for all of you. Now just plan your next trip to Tel Aviv, and you and all your friends can come get the Movix experience firsthand. Meanwhile, I'm gonna go watch a movie now.
That's unfortunately all the time we have for today's episode of Israel in Style. I wanted to thank our guests that joined me in the studio today, and of course for all you viewers out there, make sure to check us out on iltv.tv/Israel in Style. Have a fabulous week, everyone.